Liam and Noah had been friends for so long that neither of them could remember a time when the other wasn't there. They grew up on the same street, went to the same school, shared the same stupid jokes, and dreamed about the future like it was something simple and guaranteed. Friendship felt easy back then. It was about laughing, hanging out, and knowing someone would always sit next to you no matter what. They believed that nothing could break what they had because it never had before. Everything started to change when life stopped being simple. Liam got a steady job, one that paid well but demanded all his time. Noah struggled to find his place, jumping from one idea to another, feeling like everyone else was moving forward while he stayed behind. First, they joked about it. Liam would pay for coffee, Noah would say he'd get the next one when he made it big. But over time, the jokes became heavier, and the silence between them grew longer. They still met, but the conversations felt forced, like they were both pretending nothing had changed. The real test came when Noah needed help and didn't know how to ask for it. He was behind on rent, stressed, and tired of acting like everything was fine. One night, sitting in Liam's car, he finally said it out loud. He didn't beg. He just admitted he wasn't okay. Liam listened, but instead of comfort, he gave advice. Logical, cold advice. Work harder. Try again. Be patient. Noah nodded, but inside he felt unseen. He didn't need solutions. He needed his friend. That night, Noah went home feeling more alone than ever, even though he had just spent hours with the person who was supposed to understand him best. Weeks passed without messages. Pride stood between them like a wall. Liam thought Noah was avoiding him. Noah thought Liam didn't care enough to reach out. Then something happened that neither of them expected. Liam lost his job. Just like that. The stability he relied on disappeared. And with it, his confidence. For the first time, he felt the same fear Noah had been living with for months. The silence suddenly felt heavy, and he realized how easy it had been to judge when life was kind to him. One evening, Liam showed up at Noah's door unannounced. No excuses. No long explanations. Just an honest look and a quiet apology. He admitted he had been wrong, that he had listened without hearing, spoken without understanding. Noah didn't answer right away. He let the moment breathe. Then he stepped aside and let Liam in. They talked for hours, not fixing everything, but saying what they were both afraid to say before. That they were scared. That they felt lost. That they still needed each other. Their friendship didn't go back to how it was before, and that was okay. It became something deeper, more real. They learned that friendship isn't proven during good times, but during moments when it's uncomfortable, messy, and painful. When staying would be easier than leaving, and listening would matter more than speaking. They understood that being a friend sometimes means failing, apologizing, and choosing each other again. And in that choice, their friendship finally grew up with them. After that night, Liam and Noah didn't suddenly become perfect friends. Life didn't slow down to give them space to heal. Bills still needed to be paid, days were still exhausting, and doubts didn't disappear just because they talked once. But something important had shifted. They stopped pretending. When things were bad, they said it out loud. When they felt jealous, insecure, or disappointed, they didn't hide behind jokes anymore. It felt awkward at first, like learning a new language, but it was honest, and honesty made the distance between them smaller. There were moments when the old patterns tried to come back. Liam would sometimes fall into silence when he felt ashamed of not working. Noah would catch himself comparing his life to others and pulling away. This time, though, they noticed it. One short message, one late-night call, one coffee that turned into a long walk was enough to stop the spiral. They learned that friendship isn't about always being strong for each other, but about being brave enough to say, "I'm not okay today," and trusting that the other person won't walk away. The biggest test came when Noah finally got an opportunity he had been waiting for, a job in another city. It was everything he wanted, and at the same time it felt like another loss. He was afraid to tell Liam, scared it would reopen old wounds or create new distance. When he finally did, Liam smiled, but his eyes told the truth. He was proud, but he was also afraid of being left behind again. This time, they didn't let fear decide for them. They talked about it openly, about how distance could change things, but also about how it didn't have to end them. On Noah's last night before moving, they sat on the same street where they grew up, the same place where everything once felt simple. They didn't promise to talk every day, or to stay exactly the same. Instead, they promised something more real. to show up when it mattered, to be honest even when it was uncomfortable, to understand that friendship can stretch, bend, and change shape without breaking. When Noah left the next morning, it hurt, but it wasn't the same kind of pain as before. It wasn't abandonment. It was growth. Time passed. Messages became less frequent but more meaningful. Visits were rare but unforgettable. They learned that friendship doesn't depend on distance, success, or shared routines. It depends on choice. The choice to care. The choice to listen. The choice to stay connected even when life pulls you in different directions. And through every challenge, every silence, and every return, Liam and Noah understood something they never knew as kids. True friendship isn't proven by how long you've known someone, but by how many times you're willing to fight for each other when everything is at risk.